As the winds in Southern California die down, drones are taking to the air to survey the damage and count the cost of the fires that devastated more than 160 square kilometers of woodland and real estate. Fires that have devastated families. And for those mourning their loved ones and the loss of their homes and businesses, there's yet another tragedy to process. Because the bill for the damage caused and the estimated insurance payouts are not the same. Bottom line, the numbers just don't add up. Let me explain. Reduce it down to dollars and cents. AccuWeather, a company that provides data on weather and its impact, puts the damage and economic losses of the Los Angeles fires at between $250 and $275 billion. At more or less the same time, two financial giants, Wells Fargo and Goldman Sachs, estimated that the fires would cost insurers up to $40 billion. Big money, but still only a fraction of what was lost.
I guess it looks like we're going to be the one having to rebuild it. But what happened there, I don't think is anything that I've ever seen quite like it. And the insurance companies are going to have a big problem because you're talking about big, big dollars.
The burden on the insurers is expected to rise, and so too is the overall cost. And there's already quite a difference between those two figures, what people lost and what insurers are on the hook for, a $235 billion gap to be precise. Then there's the uninsured. They're just plain out of luck. A total of 12,000 homes and other buildings have gone up in smoke since the wildfires started on January 7. Some 100,000 people were issued evacuation orders, but insurance companies at least saw the fires coming a long time ago. At least a dozen of the largest property insurers, making up 80% of the Californian market, had already withdrawn from offering wildfire coverage or had restricted new policies. The United States' largest property insurer is called State Farm. In March last year, it announced it would not be renewing about 72,000 wildfire policies in parts of California that it considered too risky. These included over 1,600 homes in Pacific Palisades, the recent scene of one of the most damaging wildfires. I haven't even mentioned the health costs. If examples from other parts of the world are replicated in the US, the bill for that is going to be huge. Take Canada. It suffers wildfires every year, with the Canadian Climate Institute blaming the climate crisis for the fires becoming bigger, hotter, and more frequent. A single week of wildfire smoke in June 2023 was estimated to have cost the province of Ontario more than $1.2 billion in health impacts, such as premature deaths, increased hospital visits, and health emergencies. Of course, extreme weather events aren't restricted to North America. The International Chamber of Commerce took a look at nearly 4,000 disasters across 6 continents from 2014 to 2023. Events very much like these. Over that span, they estimate economic losses at $2 trillion. But even in tragedy, some hope can be found. Lessons can be learned from the LA fires that could be rolled out across the rest of the world to places where there's a lot less money sloshing around, where insurance is an unaffordable luxury, assuming you can find it. Here's one lesson for starters. This house was built with fire-resistant cement and sprinklers that spray fire-retardant chemicals. It survived, while so many others around it burnt to the ground.
We're not going to turn the climate ship around anytime soon. So in the meantime, whether it's dealing with floods in the southeast or hurricanes or wildfires in California, we have to be realistic about what those threats are and design accordingly.
Globally, the fires and the floods are going to keep on coming, but human ingenuity could be one key to bringing the costs right down, whether it be human, emotional, or financial.